to be done about the educator drain going on in Marietta. That was a focus of a public meeting tonight at Marietta High School. More than 72 citizens packed a public meeting in the Marietta cafeteria tonight. The group discussed options going forward to fix what has been described as a long broken educational environment and to raise Ohio test scores in the Marietta school system. Pastor Ryan Miller presented 5 demands that he recommended the public make at the next December 16th Board of Education meeting.
They would be hiring a crisis communication firm to come in. They would be giving written guarantees to Shobe and Kidder that they will be supported for the next 3 seasons. They will be Russ Garrison removing himself from all curriculum meetings, getting himself out of it, and empowering one of the other board members to be a part of it. It would be a demand for John Lehman to leave the board, and finally 60 days out to get a superintendent hired.
Also represented three options for the public to consider. He identified the shooting down of the May school levy as the last resort, but perhaps the only viable option to get the Board of Education's attention.